Yalla Habibi.
It's good to be here.
Okay, so today we have Sergej Kunz here from 1inch. Sergej, could you please give us a little intro about yourself?
Hi everyone, my name is Sergej Kunz. I'm co-founder of 1inch. I'm a software engineer, software architect for 20 years.
Okay, Sergej. So today in Token 2049, how have you been doing so far? And what agenda do you bring here in this event today?
It's very busy here. A lot of people here around our booth. We are very happy to get some feedback also from the community. So I have a lot of meetings. I have my keynote tomorrow, and I had also already today keynotes on site events. So and yeah, what value we try to catch here is to get the feedback from the community,
Right.
to share our new innovations, what came yesterday out.
Yes, so let's just, as you mentioned, let's talk about the Solana integration that we have seen in 1inch yesterday. So can you a little bit explain about how it has been launched and what response are you receiving from the community?
So we are very happy to be able to deploy on Solana.
Right.
I'm very thankful to the whole team of our 1inch contributors who did a job of 1 year work in just 30 days in a hackathon manner. So how you know, maybe 1inch was started on a hackathon back in 2019. Over 2 sleepless nights, we have built the first prototype,
Oh,
and people start using it. And we continue to do similar things, but bigger hackathons with our people. So they came all to Dubai, and we built it over 30 days. And now, like after all the security audits, we were able to deploy it yesterday. So feedback is amazing. We did nice AI video campaign.
oh, that's great. So as of
Yeah.
right now, see, 1inch has been deployed in so many L2s and all the major blockchains. So as of right now, could you brief me what blockchains have you so far deployed 1inch on, and what are your future goals? What future chains that you are seeing to deploy in the future?
So we started with Ethereum, of course.
Yeah,
It was only
obviously.
Ethereum, and then came Polygon, came Binance Smart Chain, came
Right.
Avalanche, Base, Arbitrum, ZK Sync, Linea came, and some other smaller chains.
Right.
And just all chains were EVM compatible. So
Right.
we
But
had
so
no.
this Solana one is the one that is not different from EVM compatible, right?
It's a different. It was challenging for us.
Oh, yes.
Thanks to Solana community, Solana developers, and foundation as well for helping us. We had to learn to walk, to run, and now we are flying with
Wow.
our intent-based protocol by protecting user from MEV by design.
That's right. So since the 1inch is an aggregator and you're aggregating all the exchanges that exist in any blockchain. So in Solana, what exchanges have you been prioritizing on specifically to aggregate the transactions that happens on 1inch?
So we are more than just aggregator. So we started
Okay.
with aggregation. So
Right.
at the beginning, there were only Uniswap, Kyber, and Banker.
Right.
And we wrote a smart contract. We wrote smart contract with algorithm to aggregate among them. Then we wrote a Pathfinder algorithm, what is a graph algorithm, what finds any to any token graph, multipath, to be able to exchange one asset against another, even if there is no liquidity between them.
Wow.
Nowadays, we are markets. Our protocols sell user orders, user intents to exchange
Right.
assets to market makers and professional arbitrage traders and traders.
So even if someone is intending to trade a certain amount of money and there is no liquidity on it, they can put up an order and let the market maker decides to execute that or not, right?
So our protocols sell the user order on Dutch auction over time.
Okay.
This helps to reduce the price impact
Right.
protects user from MEV, and allow market makers, because it's in time, allow
Right.
market makers to hedge on different other places like networks and centralized exchanges and settle on 1inch.
Right. So since you mentioned MEV, so as of right now, I have seen that 1inch has been using MEV protection on major transactions. So when have you implemented then, and how community is reacting to it? Have you seen more volumes after you have implemented MEV, or how MEV has been doing for 1inch?
So the idea with building something what helps against MEV
Right.
came around 2022, so beginning of 2022,
Right.
and because I was a victim of math
Yeah. Yeah.
extraction.
Everyone
So
is.
someone like
Yeah.
this have seen my transaction and extracted value
And
from it.
yeah.
I got
Right.
like one
Before.
Ethereum less. It was really
Exactly.
sad to see that.
Yes.
So, and after some discussions with my team, we came to a good solution. Anton came to the idea with the Dutch auction, and we integrated and published it in December 2022.
Oh,
After that,
that's
we
great.
have seen huge amount of volume. Of course, all the volumes are growing since those days.
That's wonderful.
And user get seamless experience, similar to centralized exchange, where they just
Right.
need to click a button and confirm. And the beauty of intent-based protocols, you don't pay the execution costs.
Right.
Execution costs are included in the rate. You don't do any transaction because you just sign a message and share it with the market makers. So it helps with the user crypto adoption, I would say.
That's great. So at this point, considering the MEV prospect, if you talk about that, so have you agree? Are you aggregating from other protocols that are MEV? They're not they already have been protecting users from MEV, or have you implemented it entirely on 1inch protocol? So you don't rely on anybody else for that prospect.
It's a protocol. It's
Right.
a marketplace order flow protocol,
Yes.
intent-based protocol. So user create order, our
Right.
protocol sell it to market makers, arbitrage traders.
Yes.
So of course we have our classic approach with the Pathfinder algorithm.
Yes.
We offer it to our resolvers, to market makers, to use
Right.
it as well to
Okay.
hedge. So the job is done by market makers, professional traders, and
Right.
they have to somehow arbitrage, find the liquidity. We just give the opportunity. So,
Right, exactly. So at this point, other than and maybe if we talk about 1inch protocol itself, so what are you doing about interoperability? As as people use 1inch for inter transferring assets, so how that has been going so far, and in which chains or L2s are you seeing more volume in, specifically in 1inch exchange?
so last year we came to the conclusion that we need cross chain.
Right.
So all the bridges or bridge aggregators who use messaging protocol, what I personally don't use because like it's dangerous if you swap higher amounts, especially if companies need to rebalance portfolio. So 1inch labs need to
Yes,
rebalance
exactly.
portfolio. It's dangerous to swap 100 million from one chain to another chain
Yes.
because there's a vector of attack on messaging protocols.
Right.
It can stack somewhere in between on one of the bridges, so it's highly complicated, right? So we decided to upgrade our intent-based protocol with a cross-chain functionality
Okay.
and allow now everyone to swap cross-chain among 10 EVM compatible chains, and Solana is coming soon as well.
So in the compatible chains, do you have liquidity in all the other chains, or like if you're not using the messaging system, where there is already liquidity in different chains, and then via messages the liquidity gets transferred to the appropriate address?
There's no need to transfer liquidity. Liquidity is on every chain. Yeah.
Okay.
Market makers operate on every chain. Arbitrage traders operating on every chain where
Right.
liquidity exists. So, and what our protocol is doing is selling the order to market makers, and market
Right.
makers trade with the user. So
Okay.
market makers settle on origin chain.
Mhm.
So take the order on origin chain and settle through escrows on destination chain, and their client application verifies that the job is done.
Oh yes.
And after that, secret is shared, and the order can be fully released.
And
It's atomically. So
and-
if something goes wrong and no one would like to settle,
okay.
user get money back without paying anything.
So does that take a lot of time, or maybe a few minutes, maybe 5 minutes?
It can be 5 minutes, can be a couple minutes, it can be under 1 minute, depends on the
Right.
chain, because
Depends on the
you have
chain.
finality.
Yes,
Binance Smart Chain needs more finality than Ethereum.
Right.
Polygon also maybe more.
Yes.
Layer 2 to layer 2 going
Layer 2
fast.
to layer 2 is comparatively easy and faster
It's fast, yeah.
to Ethereum and a layer
So
2.
we especially decided to reduce the complexity, to not
Yes.
use messaging protocols, to not use bridges or other protocols would try to do
Right.
cross chain. We just say, okay, you market maker, you can trade with the user. You get the assets on one chain, and you give another chain the other like assets what the user want. That's
Right.
it. Easy, simple, and
Easiest is
the market
directly.
maker rebalance afterwards by themselves. So
Yes.
how they want.
So at this point of time, in which chain are you using? Are you seeing the most volume being flowed into 1inch? Is it Ethereum, the OG, or the new L2s that people prefer more right now?
So I see huge volumes on base. So base is doing
Base,
great.
Base has been growing so very
And
well.
also Unichain is now getting more traction. I think we will also integrate Unichain. They have farming from like Unisom have farming now to attract liquidity.
Right.
For me, it's vampire attack on Ethereum. So Ethereum was the home of DeFi, with
Right.
the liquidity, and now all the like layer twos try to get a piece of this liquidity, and
Right.
it becomes more fragmented.
Yes.
And that's why we decided to go cross chain to unify the liquidity.
Right. So if someone is, let's say, someone is swapping from a different chain, and that chain particularly doesn't have the required liquidity, would the user be able to directly swap it from a different chain that he is not using particularly? Would that be possible with 1inch?
So you can swap between chains, what we support, and layer
Right.
twos. Yeah. Um, of course, if like for example, if you want to buy a meme coin, it's an
Yes.
example on base. You
Yeah,
would like
yeah.
to buy a meme coin on base,
It's on the base.
and you have only Ethereum on Ethereum. Yeah.
Right.
Then you just pay Ethereum on Ethereum. You get this meme coin on base, because this meme coin has liquidity on base. That's
Right.
enough. It's fully enough.
So
You don't need extra liquidity between these chains in a bridge or something. You don't need it.
Okay, so you don't need to transfer like tokens from Ethereum to base in order to execute the order. You
The
can
market
directly do it.
makers rebalance by themselves.
Oh, okay, okay.
They use the native bridge of USDC, for example, to rebalance
Right.
USDC if they need to. Sometimes
Okay.
they just remember that they have bought something on one chain and sell it later for more expensive. There are different strategies.
Right. So
But this is bred of professional traders,
yes.
not of the user. User should not think about that. This is the abstraction what we introduce. User should just should think about what they want to get. That's it.
Exactly. So this entity that arbitrages liquidity and rebalances it along all the changes. Is this centralized entities, or what we call a decentralized protocol that is managing and rebalancing this throughout other chains?
Rebalancing happens normally through arbitrage traders.
Okay, so
If there's an arbitrage opportunity, someone will come and trade.
So these are mostly, we could say that miners or whoever's running.
No, professional traders. Professional traders who see arbitrage opportunity, buy Ethereum on Ethereum network, sell on
And sell
centralized
it, yeah,
exchange,
yeah.
and they do withdrawals and rebalance.
Right.
This is bred of professional traders. They know how to do that.
Okay, so now if you talk about your recent launch, which is on Solana, that you mentioned that you have just done yesterday. So on Solana, what are your expectations that if someone wants to buy, let's say, a Trump coin, right, which is launched on Solana, and they have liquidity in one of the L2s or Ethereum, how they would be able to do it by using 1inch?
So nowadays we didn't release cross-chain swap to Solana and back.
Okay.
It takes 1.5 months. So we are waiting for the last security audits for the smart contracts.
Right.
And then we will be able to release.
So we could expect that in coming months.
Yeah, in next 1.5, 2 months we will release it.
That's great.
And what is maybe very important to understand also for the community, also Solana community, we are publishing our smart contract as our open source code. So
on
you
one
can,
inch.
yeah, our 1 inch protocol, intent based swap protocol, is launched, published as an open source protocol,
Right.
what you can read and verify.
Yes.
I think no one is doing it in Solana. So you can correct me if I'm wrong,
Okay.
but no one is doing that. Not Jupiter. So you go to Jupiter and you swap on Jupiter. You don't know what is under the hood. You don't know
Right,
what
right,
program
right.
you execute down the
Exactly.
blockchain. Yeah, right. So of course, and this is again, you need to trust someone.
Exactly.
Our value proposition. Don't trust us. You can verify it.
Yeah,
And
it's like you try a new product and then you do it for a smaller amount to see if it's actually working out, and then you go for the actual scale. But with the 1 inch, since it's an open source, we can actually read the contract and it can
everyone
be
can
verified.
verify. You can
Yes.
build on top of it if you want.
Yeah, that's
You
base
can
code,
integrate
like
it.
trust. Don't trust,
Don't
verify.
trust. Don't trust.
Don't
Never
trust,
trust.
verify. Yes,
Never.
exactly. That's the whole motto of crypto and
Yes.
decentralization. So at this point of time, Sergey, what are your stance? I mean, we have talked about 1 inch, so I wanna know your opinions a little bit about the crypto cycle in general that we are right now, and the global events that has taken place this year, specifically with the Trump tariffs and everything. So how this is affecting an exchange operator? Since you're operating an exchange, how these events are affecting 1 inch, or
So we are not operating exchange.
no, I'm just
We
saying.
built
Yeah,
technology
right.
what is used
I'll-
by a lot of partners,
Okay.
and there's an interface for the 1 inch network what
Right.
can be used to use.
Yeah, that was my mistake. So my question was that this economical events that are taking place, how does that affect, liquidity, volume, or statistics that we call of 1 inch? How does it
So
affect that?
any movement, up or down, doesn't matter. It's good for our
Connect-
protocols
okay.
because we get volume.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So and when we get more and more volume, we get more adoption.
Right.
Institutionals are looking at us and our protocol because we have volume, so we get better adoption. Same with internet.
Right.
Internet
exactly.
adoption. So internet at the beginning, no one almost used it, and then more people start to use it, found out it's useful, it's efficient,
Right.
and also banks started to adopt it, right? So same here. We need more adoption, more usage, and when it goes up or down, we get volume. That's good. When it's flattening, we get still volume.
Yeah.
So
but
it's like you.
relatively low compared to the movement.
Yeah, it's still like 250 mil a day when it's
Wow.
flattening,
That's
500 to
great.
1 bill when it's moving up or down. We had already $4.5 billion US dollar volume at one day.
Wow.
Coinbase went down, Binance went down, we were there.
That's great. That's really amazing, Sergey. I'm really glad to hear that from you personally. So at this point of time, anything else that you want to add to our viewers that that you want our readers to know about 1 inch or anything in crypto in general?
In general, never trust, but verify and use just 1 inch.
that's
you.
that's a great advice. So that's it for now. Thank you so much, Sergey, for your time. I'm really glad
Thank you very much.
to
Yeah,
see
it was a
you.
pleasure.
It was really nice meeting you.
Thank you.